Well, we're going to try to install this compressor on a 204 Dodge Ram 3500 with a Cummins engine. And we'll see how to do that. So we'll go over there. Now the bolts, these bolts here are 35 foot-pounds. So, this is aluminum, so I wouldn't go that far. So I'd say 30 to 35. And this over here is 15 foot-pounds, even though I've seen others that say it's 17. So we're gonna make sure that it's got new O-rings in there, and we're gonna just go 15 like the manual says. Anyway, this is a 4x4, so I put that jack in there like so, and we're gonna come on underneath here, and it's right in front of us, right there, right in front of the wheel. And I guess the first thing to do is take this belt off, and then we're going to use some 13 millimeters and take this one and this one. First, of course, obviously, we're going to have to use one of these and pull this guy out, and then I guess you're supposed to press in there, I believe. Yeah, it's probably doesn't even have it in there. It's probably broken off. I don't like this. Either that fell off or something, I have no idea. But let's see. I don't know. Anyway, this is 30 foot-pounds in this one. And then there's two on the other side that we need to get to. Somewhere over here. Oh, there it is, right there. And this over here on the other side. Now I don't know exactly how I'm going to get to that, but first let's take off the belt and make sure you know exactly how this thing goes. It should be stamped on the front, but anyway, we need to, jeez, look at that. I might be able to get to it from here. And just twist this off here and just pull this guy out, and not even take the belts off. That's a neat thing. And let's see. Yeah, that's it. The upper bolts, I don't know exactly how we're going to do that yet, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, to do that, you put a ½ inch, you go like so, and then you pull that belt off, and just go in like so. Now to take that thing, that red tab out, and you have to, in order to unplug it, you get it on the side that doesn't have any holes in it. You see the little holes, those holes pop up on the other side. So you just take one of these and just pull it out. Then you just press down on this little tab here, press down and pull, and it'll come out. Now you can get to all these 4 bolts here. On this one, you have to use the first one there in the corner. You have to use a 13 millimeter wrench, but you can just use one of these here. I got a long extension for it with a short one, and you just get this compressor out like that. Now we're gonna have to take that off there, and it's already drained. I don't know exactly how much fluid is going to come out of there from the oil, but you're going to have to be prepared to get some of that oil that might come out of the pump. So I'm just going to put a pan right here, a long pan, and that'll keep me, of course you're going to have to cover your face when you take that 10 millimeter off too. Anyway, we'll do that in a little bit. See, there it is, see? It's leaking a little bit, but all you do is take that bolt off, 10 millimeter, and of course there's going to be some leftover stuff in there. So stick a screwdriver in there, and just right there, right like this, and then kind of push it out, and that's it. So that's it. Now let's take the 4 bolts out and take this thing off. Obviously the bottom ones are going to be the last ones. See, you can take the whole thing off from the bottom. See? Now, see this? It's got, look at that, see? Now, you got to replace these. You can't leave those in there. Okay, so these guys have to be replaced. Oh man, look at this. Look at the pressure switch, how dirty it is. Golly. You know what? I probably need to test that thing, that pressure switch. Anyway, there's a pressure switch if you ever need to change it. There's a low pressure switch right there. It's not on the pump. Some pumps have it, and this one doesn't. So anyway, to get back to what we were doing here, you got the 4 screws here. They're going to be about 30. The last one you take out is, you put this one, you take it out, and then you put it back just a little tiny bit, so you can easily take this one out. Now the top, remove the top ones, and then come over here, and this thing here is going to go like this, and then you just twist it, right underneath. Again, replace these. You got to replace these. There's one bolt right there. It's a 10 millimeter, 15 foot-pounds, and this first take out the tab, and there's a large side and a small side. So you take the large side, flat side out, and then you press down here and just pull. I don't like these wires here. That doesn't look good. Anyway, there's a pressure switch. I don't know if I should change that or not. You can do a continuity test on it. The compressor was working somewhat, and I think it was leaking right here. See, these are completely shot, so it's probably leaking right there. I'm not sure about the compressor. I don't know if you can have it tested or not. But see, the pressure switch also has one of those red tabs, and here's a flat side, so you get a flat, plier and pull it out, and then push the tab at the top and pull. I need to paint some of this stuff. Anyway, aside from that, the compressor's out. We're going to replace it. We're going to take these out here. Don't forget to do that. Take these out, replace both of those, and here's the compressor. And see, it's got nothing. That's the only O-rings that it's got. So I'm going to put the new one back in reverse, and let's see. I don't know. I was hoping I could replace this. I don't know if I can. Maybe I can. I don't know. It comes with one, but I don't know how you would replace this. It doesn't look like you can remove it. Anyway, let's put the other one back in. So there it is in reverse. The last thing we did is this, okay, and you make sure that it's didn't get out of place, especially the alternator. That's normally where it gets out of place. But this thing here, I just put this first. These two, put these two in, slide it up there, okay, and put this one in. No, put this one in a little bit with your fingers, and then hold it, obviously, and try to keep it straight. Put this one in all the way in with your fingers, then put the top one, the front top one, in with your fingers, and the other one with your fingers. Okay, I put 4 ounces of oil in this. I'm going to put the rest of it through the top, which is 4 ounces, and then it should have 7 ounces, but I'm going to go about 6.5 ounces, maybe a little bit more, 6.75. And then, of course, this bolt here is 15 pounds. These, I don't know. I was hearing noises when I was doing this. I didn't go to 32 like I was going to, but I did go to 25 and a little bit over. Okay, that should hold it. I don't see. You got to be careful with these aluminum things. You know, I mean, you try here, you might put a crack in here and you just ruined it. So you got to be real careful with these. Aluminum, it's normally 22 to 25 pounds. And that's more than plenty. Over here, I put it up to 15. Then I put this one in. Now there's a little thing. You take it off the other compressor, and it's just to hold the this. Okay, see how tight it is in there? It's tight. But anyway, it's got a little clip with a one Phillips head screw, and put something, I don't know, I put a tube of my lawnmower, not my lawnmower, something. Yeah, probably off my lawnmower, one of the tubes of my gasoline longboard, and just put it in there and make sure you don't, you know, when you put the screw, you're not going to smash the two wires. And then plug this back in here, and it comes with an adapter for some other device, but it's not for this. Then just slip this on here, put this pin back in. See how that little hole is over there? See? So you put it in, you know, with that little notch that on the top side, on here, facing this way. It's got a little notch, so, and you can feel it with your fingernail. See? Put that one facing this way, and then here's that little hole. So you put the thin side in, the little notch over here, push it back in there, and you're all set. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and change the accumulator and the orifice tube on this ugly thing. Can't believe they don't have a separate orifice, you know, that you just insert. Nope, you got to replace the whole tube. And I'm also going to replace all the O-rings. You saw how smashed this one was at the back over here. So I replaced both of those with a kit. Oh, I don't know, I got mine on O'Reilly. Not cheap, but you know, you don't want a leak. So why do all the work and then find out you have a leak, and then you have to get Freon and all that kind of crap? So just do it right. Spend the extra money, get the O-rings for all of it, and put it in there, and you only do it once. Now I'm going to take it down on a vacuum to a minus 30. What? A minus 30. And I'm going to do that for a long period of time, and I don't want any mess ups. Then I'm going to put 30 ounces of good R134A, and we're all set. Again, the oil I'm going to add, as I'm doing the vacuum, I'm going to put the oil in through the high side. Just you know, take the you know, take that valve out. You don't really have to. You can push it in, and it'll suck that oil right in. I put 4 ounces in here. Nothing came out. I just need to add, you know, the other 3 and 3/4 ounces. No, wait a minute. I gotta have 7 ounces, so it's 2 and 3/4. 2 and 3/4. So I put 4 and 2 3/4 is 675, and that's all the oil you need. Don't go over that, okay? Because you start messing things up. And then 30 ounces of good R134A, and I like, you know, the Walmart Easy Chill. That's pretty good. It's $18 for 12 ounces, so that's going to be 3 cans. But you're only going to do this once in a while. Do it right.